My name is Aldiansyah Arthanan with the student number ends with 087. And by this change, I would like to do some presentation or explain to you guys about the importance of social media in or during the pandemic due to fulfill my academic discussion's final exam assignment. Okay, so let's get started. What is social media? I do believe that some of you might have your own opinion towards social media. Either it is an app for chatting with others or only a tool for spreading hoaxes. Well, social media is a collective term for websites and applications which focus on communication, interaction, content sharing, or any other collaboration. Social media is just like any digital tool that allows users to quickly create and share content with the public. Social media encompasses a wide range of websites and applications. Social media is typically used for social interaction and access to information and decision making. It is a valuable communication tool with others locally and worldwide, as well to share, create, and spread information. Many individuals would like to use social media to stay in touch and interact with their friends, family, or their nearest one, while others use it to communicate with different communities. And also, many businesses will use social media as a way to market and promote their products. Essentially, essentially, social media vastly impacts our ability to communicate, form a relationship, access and spread information, and to share our experience through a photo or videos and many more. So, is social really that important? Well, social media plays a very important role in today's life. Social media actually are web-based online tools that enable people to discover and learn new information, share ideas, interact with new people and organizations. It has changed the way people live their life today. It has made communication much easier. It allows the exchange of user-generated content like data, pictures, and videos. Social media certainly benefits all groups by expanding their social network and keeping them in touch with peers as well as distant friends and family. It is also an outlet for creativity. Even I personally do think that social media is a very important for our lives to be able to express ourselves creatively. Okay, and the next thing is I'm going to give you the types of social media. It consists of four things. For the first one is social networks, and for social networks specialize in connecting and exchanging through ideas, talks, contents with other users, often with users who share their tastes or interests. Facebook and Twitters are examples of social networks through more professional than others. And media networks, the second thing is media networks. Media networks, as opposed to social networks which specialize in letting users share and exchange raw thoughts and ideas, media networks specialize in distributing content like photographs and videos. Instagram and YouTube are the example of this. And then there are discussion networks. Discussion networks like Reddit are the ideal outlet for posts that can spark in-depth discussion among users. Users could leave detailed responses in the comment section, and the other users could respond directly to those comments, allowing for conversation to grow and develop organically. And the fifth thing is review networks. Review networks like Yelp and TripAdvisor add social media aspects to user reviews for products and service. Users can interact directly with those leaving reviews, as can the business being reviewed. And then, how could social media become an important thing during the pandemic? Okay, so as for what we already noticed, the use of social media and information exchange increased during the COVID-19 pandemic because we were isolated and we were working from home. So by this time of social isolation, staying connected is more important than ever. We could rely on social media for health and safety updates, entertainment, and a means of maintaining well-being by virtually interacting with family or friends. In fact, social networking applications like WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, and Line could be categorized as a type of application that is quite useful in overcoming obstacles in teaching and learning activities or working in social distancing during the pandemic. It helps people to somehow to stay keep in touch with others without any doubts about distance. Okay, so social media, is it good or bad? In fact, this is the question that I have personally been asking since I was using social media. Apparently, there are always two sides of everything, advantages and disadvantages. So it depends on our perspective of how we see things. So, as social media, most people admire it as a revolutionary invention, and some consider it gives a negative impact on our society. Therefore, in the next slide, I will mention some of the good things and some of the bad things that we could receive from using social media during the pandemic. Since the pandemic is still ongoing, what are the good and the bad things from using social media? Okay, the good things from social media we could achieve during the pandemic is that social media affecting our friends and relations. Why? Because social media has provided us the opportunity to connect with people and build a better relationships with friends and with whom we are unable to meet personally. Since many of us might cannot meet our friends during the pandemic because we experiencing a social distancing, but thanks to the video call features, it makes it easier way to greet them again. And then also social media reducing communication barriers. With social networks, we are able to communicate our thoughts and perceptions over different topics with a large number of audiences and raise our voice. And then also we could share the future of our opinion about any topic that could reach a huge number of people. And then also social media really helps in education. Social media provides the best ever learning opportunities that we could use and we can learn from others on social media. Mostly the students using social media to contact their friends and classmates and to discuss their educational topics with each other during the pandemic on social media. And then what do I think that social media really helps to educate during the pandemic? Well, based on my experience on how social media provides a better solution on learning is that social media really helps students to receive information about the scholar's assignment regarding our scholar's activity. Well, I often use WhatsApp for catching those information about any assignment or anything because since the pandemic it is still ongoing, so it is impossible for us to reach out the information by going to the campus when it's still on a lockdown. Okay, and the next thing is that social media is the could be the source for us to get the latest information and update. Social media is also the best source for getting the latest information and updates that we could easily know the latest information and updates from the latest happenings around the world by opening social media. Social media could create and exchange information with each other. And then the next thing is social media is could be used for professional growth. On social media platforms, we could show our professional image to people. We could make our professional profile on social media platforms to people who could contact us and know who we are. On social media, we share our story with the people and share our interests with the people and make conversations with them. And then also, when there are the good side, there are also the bad sides. So the bad things that we could achieve from using social media during the pandemic, it is social media could lead to an addiction. Well, many studies have shown that the extensive use of social media can actually cause addiction to the users. Throughout their day, they fail to post something on their page or check others' posts. It has become an important part of their lives. And then also, social media could lead to an isolation. The extreme use of social media has reduced the level of human interaction because social networks and the interaction with the other people has become effortless. Face-to-face communication and meetings has been reduced, and many of us have lost the flavor or charm to be together under one place or one roof. And then, what I think that social media overusing will make people decreases their face-to-face communication skills is that the usage of social media has gained rapidly since the pandemic started. It has been the most popular communication media for over a decade. Most people use social media for communication with other people. One of the worst things about social media is that it could decreases the face-to-face communication skills. Why? Because every person revert to social media to communicate with other people will slowly lose their face-to-face communication skills because communication through social media is only done by using keyboard and voice messages, so it could be helpless. And then also, social media could causes health issues since since we could become lazy by the excessive use of social media platforms day and night, we suddenly did not like to go outside for a walk or do some activities, a fitness or games. We become always busy using social media. This brings out a lot of disorder in our health daily routines and leads us to different kinds of dangerous diseases besides COVID-19 itself. And then also, social media causes depression and loneliness. The excessive use of social media leads people to depression and loneliness. We will slowly become always busy with the users of social media, which may lead us to depression. Always setting something in front of screen affects a lot of our brains. Sometimes we feel headache and a kind of depression and anxiety due to the excessive of social media use. Okay, and then although using social media provides us many advantages, it is still there is an abuse in utilizing social media features properly, and this is a challenge for social media users or the features displayed by social media. So here are the challenges for social media users and its features. The first one, cyberbullying. Teenagers need to fit in and to be popular and to outdo others. This process was challenging long before the advent of social media. Add Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, or Instagram into the mix, and you would suddenly have teenagers subjected to feeling pressure to grow up too fast in an online world. The Cyberbullying Institute's 2019 survey of middle and high school students found that over 36% report having been cyberbullied at some point in their life, with 30% having been victimized twice or more. It also found that almost 15% admitted to have cyberbullied someone for at least one, and nearly 11% admitting to doing it two or more times. Teenagers can misuse the social media platforms to spread rumors, hoaxes, share videos aimed to destroy reputation and to blackmail. And then also, it is social media could bring a lack of privacy, since stalking, identity theft, personal attacks, and misuse of information are some of the threats faced by the social media users. Most of the time, the users themselves are to blame as they share content that should not be in the public eye. The confusion arises from a lack of understanding of how the private and the public elements of an online profile actually work on our actual lives. These are the social media that are considered as an effective way to helping us during the pandemic. The first one is WhatsApp Messenger. Why? Because WhatsApp Messenger is very useful for teaching and learning activities, since we are able to keep learning the materials and whenever and wherever, and also we could easily inform others if there are any schedule change or a task, homework and assignment before besides classes. And then also Zoom and Google Meet. With Zoom or Google Meet, we could meet with our group members for projects and assignment work, on homework with classmates, records the presentation, and also plans the virtual meeting. And then YouTube. With YouTube, we could learn a new skill from YouTubers, tutorial videos during the pandemic. Because why? Because YouTube is not only the kingdom of digital entertainment, but it's also is a source of learning. And then also Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, and many more really helps people to stay updated with the latest information about the world by allowing ourselves jumps out in the discussion. This kind of apps, with their discussion focused features, it makes easier than ever to speak directly to people. It also helps people to engage with something. And in conclusion, that the fact that almost a quarter of the world population is now on social media, nearly 80% of population of all internet users are on this platform. Since social network push people to do interaction towards other, we could become more social as we using social media for the right thing. Thanks to the internet, each person with incredible view could see that they are not alone. And when these people find one and another, as what I already mentioned, that social media helps people to improve by social media. People could do things that could entertain other people during this stressful pandemic period, such as creating memes, publications, and many online facilities that could widen our worldview into things and then break other obstacles that we have in socializing. Without social media, the environment of the world's knowledge would have the minimum visibility. Okay, so thank you, and I would like to apologize if there are any mistaken about the way I film in the video, and I hope that it could help, and also keep stay healthy, and thank you. Goodbye.